Kathy Morris and I were practically inseparable. On school days, when we had extra money, Kathy and I went to Jack's drugstore for a hamburger and small cokes. Just a total 25 cents. Most of the time, she and I had already spent my weekly $1.15 at the variety store. So, usually we went to Kathy's for a glass of milk and velvet cheese sandwich with Miracle Whip. Since Kathy helped me spend my lunch money, she felt obliged to feed me. Actually, I preferred going to Kathy's house for lunch. Not that I was addicted to velvet, but going home at noon to a dark, cold house was a dreary prospect. It seemed sunny at Kathy's. Some days, Kathy and her mom would play a duet on the upright piano, right there in the dining room. I would sit at the big old wooden table with the 8 chairs, lingering over my sandwich on its squishy Wonder Bread, and just beam at them. My friend and her mother playing the piano together. Sometimes, Kathy's sister, Kay, would be there too. She would take Kathy's place at the piano, and Kathy and I would sit and punch each other under the table. Best of all, once in the great while, Kathy's mom would play and sing by herself. It was always the same song, Alice Blue Gown. I love that song. Mrs. Morris had a fine, sweet high voice that filled the room. I believed that was her very own song, and that she had indeed stepped out on the tone in her Alice Blue Gown. I would imagine her in it, shy and smiling as they took Sergeant Morris' arm and headed for the ball. One day, Mrs. Morris sent Kathy out of the room. She pulled out the chair next to me, leaned her arm on the table, looked at me right in the face, and sighed, "Dana May, I have to talk to you." I nearly choked on the Wonder Bread. My heart was racing. I couldn't breathe. The velvet had turned to stone in my stomach. What was it? Was Kathy going to die? Did she have a dread disease? Did Kathy need a blood transfusion and I was the only one who had the right type? Had she heard about Kathy's reputation with the boys and wanted to check it out with me? Were they going to move away? Dynamite, I don't want you to come here for lunch anymore. I know your mom gives you money to eat on, so I think you should buy your lunch downtown. The shame, the humiliation. I thought my heart would stop beating altogether. I wish it would, but no, it just kept on, and I had to decide whether it was okay for me to drink the rest of my milk. No, I didn't think so. And anyway, I couldn't have cut it past the lump in my throat that grew up there. Where was Kathy? I wanted to leave. At least let me live if I had continued living and suffering this embarrassment. Do you understand? Oh God, she's still sitting there, looking at me. It was impossible for me to speak. With my eyes cast into my lap, I simply nodded. Okay, then I won't expect to see you here with Kathy at noon. Unless, of course, you want to bring your lunch along? Yes, that's a good idea. Why don't bring your own from home? Then you and Kathy could eat here together. I still couldn't speak. I shook my head. Well, you think about it. You're always welcome here. Tina May, I just don't want to feed you all the time. It was okay. I'd probably never eat again anyway. Where the heck was Kathy? Did she fall in the toilet? I said, twisting my napkin. staring at my plaited skirt. When Katy finally returned to the dining room, I could see she knew what had happened. She was almost as embarrassed as I was. I didn't say a word until we were out of the house. Out in the street, I patted her in the shoulder hard. Why didn't you tell me your mom didn't want me here? She couldn't give me a satisfactory answer. Of course, she had been too scared to tell me herself. She thought her mom wouldn't actually go through with it. And even if she did, that I wouldn't know that Katy had known ahead of time. The worst part was, it was only Thursday. Since Katy and I had spent my money as soon as I got it, I went hungry the rest of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I sat out behind the high school on the creek bank, dangling my feet in the water, wallowing in self-pity and humiliation, and reliving the scenes. Bring my food from home? That was a joke. We never had anything to bring for lunch. Mom took her lunch to the factory. That's right. But she ate stuff like leftover mashed potatoes with sliced onion on bread. I want velveta. Finally, it was over, and the next week, life went on. I budgeted my 30 cents a day and spent every lunch hour at the drugstores. This was the place to be anyway. Jack made the best hamburger in the world. They were very thin and well done. The buns were so fresh, they practically melted in your hands. The whole thing was hot, greasy, and nearly flat. My hamburger always had bright yellow, runny mustard. Just a right compliment for the sliced dill pickles that were crunchy and juicy, and ripped vinegar on your blouse if you didn't keep it waxed pepper around your burger. Small cooks, just a nickel, came in a glaze, and were drunk from a paper straw. When you were finished, you took the paper straws, flattened them, and folded them over each other in tiny squares, according them out. After that, it was time to walk back to school. Most kids, most days, took a candy bar and ate in on the way. Some weeks, I saved my extra 25 cents and bought stuff at the variety store. Katy and I had spent hours there, putting over the different color of lipstick and nail polish, the hair combs, and custom jewelry, the cheap perfume that cost a dime and smelled like a funeral home on fire. I still invite Katy on this forays, but now I spend my money of myself.